Can you reap a productivity gain from using generative design? Let's talk about that topic next. Generative design and productivity. Is that really an advantage you can gain from using generative design? So let's talk about that. A lot of people have this concept that you can, with generative design, you can actually set up a whole bunch of runs, either a whole bunch of topology optimization runs or generative design with biomimicry type of stuff, and you can let that run, right? And generative design is going to be going off and doing all the work, but you can then go do other things. That literally is true. You can do that. However, there's a big task that a lot of people are missing here. Functional design. So to set up your generative design run, you need to specify all the constraints, all the loads, and whatever else is going to influence that generative design run. You need to do that up front. Now, what's interesting about this is that compared to other engineering disciplines, mechanical engineers don't do a lot of functional design today. If you look at electrical engineering, let's just talk about board design or harness design. They will define a schematic and a diagram that represent the functional and the logical aspects of their design first. Then they'll get into the physical design. This is the board layout. This is actually routing wires and cables through a 3D assembly. So there's functional stuff that happens early on, and you can use that as part of analyses, system integrity, power integrity. But when you look at mechanical design, there's kind of this process that happens only in their head, where you have a set of requirements. Kind of the problem is it manifests in their head in terms of, and the solution to that, the functional solution, how it might work, and then they model the solution in a CAD software tool, right? So it's very infrequent that you actually see a mechanical engineer documenting the functional and logical aspects of their design. They go directly to a representation of the solution in a 3D model. So with generative design, that's got to change, right? You need a way, you got to have a functional definition of your design that then feeds generative design. So there's going to be more work on the front end. And, we'll have to see along the way, is that amount of work less than which is an amount of work that's increased for the mechanical engineer? Is that smaller than the amount of time they save on the back end in terms of automating the exploration of designs? I don't think we have a good answer for that right now, but I think it's something that needs to be explored. So I'm not necessarily on the hype train for extreme automation with generative design and it being this big productivity gain, because I think there's this whole front end, which we haven't even talked about, culture change and how you implement that with culture change. That needs to change too. So I think that we have a lot of questions that have yet to be answered yet. That's it. Take care and talk soon.